Hello everybody, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. I'm sorry. I started and my brain went, welcome back to RimWorld. I said, it's not RimWorld. Then it said Marathon. It's not Marathon. It's Oxygen. It's Oxygen. We're here, we're chilling. We are dealing with our own stupidity and hubris. Unfortunately, but we're working through it. We're pulling the last of the sour gas out of here. We need to make sure that these liquid locks maintain themselves, because the last thing I want is for them to not work. You know what I mean? I want them to stay working. But once the sour gas is out of here, we can deconstruct this, close this up, and we're good. We're so good. Okay? Okay. Other than that, we're in a pretty good spot. We're going to get a petroleum boiler running. The petroleum from here, I actually probably need to think of a place to store this. I don't know. I'm going to build a place to store the petroleum, not because I want to store up a vast amount of petroleum, but because we want somewhere for it to go while it's running before we need to shift it off either to power generation or more likely fueling the rocket. Okay, and you're still running as is. That's good. I'm glad that this thing, once we got it running, just works. Big fan of that. Right. Let's think about this. So, that is the output for petroleum. Okay. I could just build it on top of here. I could just build a few liquid reservoirs up here. Just to store, or maybe, you know what? Let's just build a few of these. It might seem unnecessary to have this many. It's just because we want the petroleum boiler to be running all the time, right? So that's input. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we want the petroleum boiler to be running all the time once it's operational. Which means we're going to want this to... We're not going to want to worry about storage. Now, we're not going to have to worry immediately because we're going to start... I'm actually going to run this at 100 grams a second because I remember you need to drip feed it. I was a little off on how aggressively you need to drip feed it or how not aggressively you need to drip feed it. We want it to be coming in very slowly, and then as it fills up, we can increase the throughput to about 1,000 grams because the max for a pipe is 10. We want it's 10,000. We basically want 1,000 at maximum, always running through. So if we're doing that, we're going to want, so this is the final output. So you'll run like that. Then this is the input, which actually, hold on, do that, snip that. Yeah. Then we'll do a little bit of that. Okay, so that will store our petroleum. Perfect. All the gas is gone from this side, so it's literally all being pulled out from this side now. That's amazing. Each spike is looking good. Big fan of that. Okay. And then... yeah, lots of potential oil for us to get to. This bad boy we're going to leave as is. for now, let's think about how we're going to kill these things. I want to dig through like this, I think. Dig through like that. We're going to plant a spore child here. Not a spore child, hold on. The other thing, we're going to plant whatchamacallit, a nugeflip there. Right? Whoops. You know what I'm talking about in your heart of hearts. I know you know what I'm talking about. A wheezewort, that's the word. I'm going to plant a wheezewort under here to kill things. As and when we need, like germs, as and when we need to. And then we can probably crack this. It will puff a bunch of spores into the atmosphere. But we can plant the thing. And then corner build our way in, I think. In such a way that we can kill all of the germs. I think. Where was that dripping water coming from? That was weird. Okay, we're getting there. It's gonna take some time, and it's our mistake and our hubris. Ooh, I don't really want. Hold on. Don't really want that to accidentally overfill into here and then fill this with liquid. That could be a small concern. So please dig these first. The last thing we want to do is accidentally crack a hole into here as well, so we've got to be real careful about that. You ever tried to do some good and realize you might have screwed everything? No, I think we'll be fine. Yeah. Once you get rid of this, the liquid can occupy this space and flow down this way. Then we're not concerned about it ever flowing up here and like rupturing our gap. Perfect. Okay. So I want to kill that spore child because I want to be able to access all of this. Like, there's a lot of useful stuff over it. There's more petroleum than you can shake a stick at or a slickster at, as the case may be. Where is it? Is it food that the farm tiles are in? It is. You know what? We do dig this. Last one's being built. Perfect. So this is going to take some time because he has to pull the gas from all the way down here. All the way up here. All the way up to here. Right. And I don't really want to start cracking holes in this because then there's material that I'll have to bring out. I mean, a fly dough could probably get it, but it's still just a pain. And like, I've already made one mistake. I need to make another. Oh, is that? Oh, it's steam. It's water turning to steam and then recondensing into water is where all of these like weird bumps are coming from. So I wonder if I could... Don't do that. Do that. Is that how we do that? Hold on. I'm trying to remember the... The way you corner build these things, if there's an easier way to do this, or are we just gonna... It's carbon dioxide, right? The spore child germs can be in? Yeah. It's carbon dioxide and it's crude oil. Okay. There's not any in any of our crude oil as it stands, right? Oh, there's... Oh my god, there's exposed zombie spores over here? Oh shit. Okay. Now this is fine. This is fine because there's no carbon dioxide here for them to actually get into. Okay. I don't know if that means I can just kill these as is. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to try and uproot one and see what happens. I'm curious. Okay. You know what? We can probably uproot that one as well then. That doesn't seem to be too big of an issue. We just can't ever let this crude oil hit our carbon dioxide. Okay. And you're not bringing any back with you, are you? No, zero surface germs. Okay. Good. Good. And there's no spore child germs in here, which is fine. But there are some up here. Which does mean we don't want this to ever get into contact with the rest of this stuff. You can irradiate these, right? You know what I could do? Gonna sound weird. I could set up some liquid reservoirs with a wheezewort in the middle. And then I can pump this crude oil into the liquid reservoirs and then leave it there. Right, and lock it off in a similar setup to this. I can basically duplicate this so that all the germs die. I mean, I could use chlorine gas, or I can just, well, would the wheezewort work, or should I chlorine gas it? I actually don't know. The chlorine gas might work better. I could basically make a box where I put the zombie spore crude oil to be temporarily unzombified and then pumped into this. But on a bridge feeding system, so I can feed it in only if needs aren't already met. Or I can just leave it to be safe. And then once we're filled up and one's completely germ free, and then the locking system like almost completely degerms the other one, and then they like swap, and then this one completely degerms. And we can make it work. I think we can make it work. We'll basically replicate this system, but for crude oil and the zombie spores. Didn't realize that we had a zombie spore infected area over here. Unfortunate. But the good news is, short of this area, which I think we could easily kill all of these germs. Short of this area, I don't think there's any more zombie spores, other than this one, over here. And there's certainly no carbon dioxide for it to be a problem. So, why don't I start to expand our holdings over here? Right? Up like that. There's spores in the water here. Yeah, but it's the crude oil, but the crude oil's already bored out of his mind, so I'm kind of unconcerned, frankly. Now you need to stay untouched in this whole area. So we can do that. We can do this. Do that. Yeah. Like that. Oh, it's every 3, right? That's pretty good because it goes directly above where I want it to go. Perfect. Alrighty. Bit of that. Lovely. And then we can deal with all of this, of which there are far more spores. But at least this has kind of segmented like a small section up here that we can deal with pretty much in just one go. It gets really high over here. The crazy temperature gets really high over here. Interesting. How are we doing? 5 hours. Okay. Do you think they can deconstruct this? Do you think that's reachable? Yep. Perfect. Then, sweep this at a 9. A Flydo will do this. Look at that. We've immediately dropped the amount down here because it can be pulled straight up here. Okay, that will stop us from going crazy. Now, rocket. How are we doing? Make that out of steel. Steel is pretty good. Solid oxidizer tank. You know what I don't have in here? I'd have a fuel tank. Large liquid fuel tank, please. Perfect. Fuel tank, petroleum, small solid oxidizer, robot module, solar panel. Do I have a small fuel tank? Actually, don't know. I don't know. Where is large fuel tank? There's petroleum engine. Large petroleum engine. I wonder... Oh, that's 250 Data? I'm not sure we have that right now. Hold on, fuel tank. There's a rover module. Where the hell is the fuel tank? Where are you, fuel tank? Liquid. Liquid cargo, okay. Large liquid fuel tank. I could have sworn there was a small liquid fuel tank. Large solid oxidizer tank. There's a small solid oxidizer tank. Maybe there isn't. Maybe it is just this. Oh, you know what? Completely forgot. Gotta be able to do that. I guess there is no large liquid fuel tank. So we have fuel tank, oxidizer tank. We need that for sure. Robo pilot module. You know what? Cancel the robot module. We don't need a robot module. We need a spacefarer module. And then probably a nose cone. And then maybe a second solar panel module? What's the research module? Same hex as rocket travels. Two of them for sure. Yeah. Because we need to send a fella up into space specifically to generate databanks. That's their purpose. They go up and they generate databanks. Then we can unlock the large rocket module, and then we can maybe shove a robo pilot on there to go and explore. Yeah. That's how we're going to do it. We're still good on steel. We have more than enough. Riddle me good news. We're getting there. We are actually getting there. Okay. And there's no carbon here. So honestly, just gonna make our way in here. Probably mine the whole damn thing. So what we'll do is when it comes to this, we'll mine all of this. And then we can mine all of this. Right, yep. All of this stuff, perfect. That stuff. I don't want to break the abyssalite barriers though. So they're really useful. So we can mine all this stuff. I'm just going to crack this. It's going to into a bunch of crude oil. That's fine. The crude oil is already disconnected. Oops. Perfect. So dig all of this stuff. Except, you know what? Yeah, dig it, and then as we need to, we can set someone to excavate these things. Or maybe say excavate them first, if you can. Okay. Bit of that. Bit of that. Bit of that. And a little bit of that. Perfect. Some of these. Like one of these. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Good news. Oh, we're getting there. We are getting there. Perfect. This will be a thing, but it can be done. Just carbon dioxide. No carbon up here. Interestingly, I could go up and over, down, kill the spore child. It will release spores into the crude oil, but not into any carbon dioxide. Then we can plant a wheezewort here and irradiate the germs away. That might be the way to do it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what? Do that so that we can excavate these. Did my Flido? My Flido did pick that up. What a legend. Okay, we're so close to correcting all of our mistakes. And I love that for us. I've been so focused on here. I think everything else is going pretty well. We are running out of Drecos in here, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. I think because as long as the Drecos are in here, like plastic, we're at 29 tons of plastic. So we're still doing great on the plastic. Yeah, let's let's just mesh tile this stuff. It's going to shut everything down over here briefly, but that's fine. Okay. And this water is being pumped in. Why are you not, why have I not got you connected? I guess because we're doing okay right now. I can just hook it up whenever we need. That's fair. Up an eco power bank. I guess the Flidos are probably dropping those. Okay, and then up here, I think it's gonna be oh, that's a Bissolite around those. I could just leave that. It's extremely tough rock. I can just leave that Abyssalite and never have to worry about it. That's fine by me. What a weird crude oil flow we've got going. I like it though. You fellas should probably get relocated up to here. Yeah. I just realised I've expanded the Slickster habitat, basically. That's nice. Okay. Oh, there's a bit of iron down here. Interesting. I hear like what sounds like a thingy, you know, a vent or a geyser or something that's maybe just struggling down there. Or it could be the oil ones. Hold on. Temps? Yeah, I don't see anything. I do like that you can always detect a geyser with the temperature overlay because it always sits on top of the ice cold, immeasurably cold neutronium. Yeah. Or down to double digits. We love that. Perfect. Okay, chlorine, sour gas, natural gas. As long as there's no spore germs, we are fine. Yeah. Oh, this is a similar vibe of spore childs tucked inside abyssalite. You know what? That might be the perfect opportunity to do that spore thing. Right? Is it something up here? Or was it this? The bio-robot builder. You gotta inject steel and spores, zombie spores. We could do that. We could use one of these locations to harvest our zombie spores from a recycled carbon atmosphere. We could basically just block the abyssalite in, pump carbon in, fill it with zombie spores, pump carbon out, loop. Which means I don't have to worry about keeping this, so I really probably should just kill this. Can I corner build that? I should be able to. Now delete that corner build. Delete that corner build. Plant's dead. Plant. Move that here. Farm tile. Kill this. Yep. Feels pretty good. Yeah, because there are some. It's not much, but there are some zombie spores in there. Perfect. Is my Flido trapped? He is. How did he get in there in the... Oh, I bet you as liquid was moving, it made a thin gap that the Flido flew through. Like that. So you can get in, but you can't get out? That's really funny. Damn. Liam's going crazy. Okay, that might clear enough of a gap for the Flidos to leave. Perfect. Does Liam sleep? Does Liam have a bed? Hold on. We must do, because we have an unassigned bed. Oh, Liam's probably... You know what? Liam's on a different schedule. That's why he always looks like he's awake. He's probably going to sleep now. Yes. Yes. I'm so stupid, but yes. Okay, they could corner build that, which means we do that. Perfect. Give me that good news. Down to 40 something. Okay. 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 It's good. It's good. Getting there. You're what? Liquid sulfur. I don't think there's much of a need for the sulfur. So that's fine. Perfect. They nailed those. Really big fan of that. Alrighty. So I imagine we have an unbelievable amount of lead and diamond and fossil and everything now, frankly. He's powering through. I love what this gas pump is doing for us. You know what? I'm gonna 9 these. Oh, there's one down here. Are you... You have zombie spores, some of that. Okay. Gotta be careful of this fella as well then. But once we clear this out, we'll have... Like, ignore them, because they're locked away. Even that fella's locked away. I don't... Oh, there's one in there. These two. This one's actively going, though. There's a crazy amount of spore germs in there. And this fella. So we actually don't have that many left to deal with, which is nice. Excavate that. Yeah, I'm just making absolutely sure this is all disconnected, which it does seem to be. My slickster friend, why don't you come over here? Pipe blocked. Insufficient filtration medium. Really? Oops. Ah. I have no sand. Sand regolith. Okay. Okay. I see what needs to be done. We need to send someone over here who is going to probably suffer, but that's okay. Increase construction, decrease strength. Starts with super duper hard digging. Catalina. I know I didn't even look. Do I have any sand? Oh my god, I have a sand biome here. You know what? Oh, so much sand over. I'm so stupid. Okay. Don't worry about it. Here's what is going to happen, okay? Catalina is going to be our astronaut, okay? I think. You might need special training in order to do that, which I might need to give her, but that's fine. Okay. this. Bit of that. So we're going to harvest all the sand because we appear to be out of sand as a filtration medium. Bit of a problem, but that's fine. Won't be a problem when we can go to space with a mining ship and we can just mine regolith out of the asteroid field, bring that home, use that as our filtration medium. Until then though, we need sand. Badly. Give me the good news. Almost. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, so you know what? This is all connected, right? All of this sand biome-ish appears to be connected. Check this out then. I'm just going to mine the whole damn thing. Because we need the sand. We need the sand to filter carbon out of the air, and we need the sand to filter well, yeah, I suppose we do need it to filter the carbon out of the air. We also need it to filter the germs out of our liquid so that we can drink. And honestly, I need the sand to filter the good times into the colony. Am I right? You know it. Right, so I'm just gonna clear this whole damn thing out. Like this. You know what? It's all mine. It's all mine. Everything on this planet belongs to me. Might be a little careful about these things though. That bit of the planet can belong to the weird plants that try and kill me. A brief scalding message doesn't happen often. What? It said scalding, right? From where? It took me to Liam, who definitely isn't scalding? Where's he going? Hold on. Nowhere he's going is warm. That was weird. Okay, for now though, thank you. I hit my mic. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps out a great deal. I really appreciate it. I love your faces. If you're new, consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Check the links in the description. Ring the notification button. And I'll see all of you in the next one. See ya!